When it comes to content, we want to make sure that we're ignoring the vanity metrics. So what I mean by that is yesterday we talked about your North Star and establishing the goals that you have for your content. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. And really when it comes down to it, the goals that you should have for your content is to utilize it as marketing to draw leads in to buy something from you for either your services, your product, or whatever it is. That's what it's meant to do. It's marketing. What we have to do is make sure we focus on the goals for our content, our North Star, and make tweaks along the way. But what a lot of people like to do is, and I use this example all the time. Let's say, for example, you're a real estate investor and you're somebody that buys houses from sellers that are transactional. So when you buy a house from them, you're probably never going to hear from them again. Let's pretend that's your service, right? And then I'll use another example for somebody that's a little ongoing. Let's say that you put a video out walking through a house that you just bought from a seller. Maybe they inherited the house and it had too much work that needed to be done to it. So you bought it from them and now you're selling it. You put a video out walking through the property, talking about the situation, and you put it out that way organically on your social media. And it gets 50 views. And you look at it and you say, that really didn't work very well. I didn't like the way that, it only got 50 views. I feel like it should have got 1,000 views or 2,000 views or whatever. But then let's say that same video brought in like 4 leads. So 4 viewers out of the 50 were leads that came in. One of them you got under contract and bought the property from them and sold it, and you made $50,000 on that property. Profit. So essentially that video that you put out that got 50 views made you $50,000 profit. So was it a successful video? Arguably, it's like, well, it didn't really do well. We don't want something to be the catalyst of an excuse to get low viewership on our videos. But at the end of the day, if we look at what our goal was to bring leads in so we could buy houses from those leads and make money on it. Essentially, our goal wasn't to get 1,000 views on the video or to get 50 views on the video. It was to bring leads in so that we could buy houses from them. In that sense, the piece of content was highly successful and probably paid for that marketing piece over and over and over again. And that was just one video that we put out. Let's flip the script and say that you put a video out, same video, maybe a few months later, and that video goes viral. People love it. People are watching it. Gets 100,000 views on the video, but it didn't bring any leads in at all. So you didn't close any deals. Was it a successful piece of content? Was it a successful video? Arguably, again, subjectively, can't speak. It worked. Like, yeah, theoretically, like the more views that we get on a video, the higher chances we have of getting in front of somebody that we can actually buy their house from and then sell it and make a profit. But at the moment, we know that it didn't bring in any leads. So therefore, it didn't close any deals. So to me, it was not a successful video in the sight of the goals that we had for our content. However, I think it did well from a social media perspective, and we got it in front of 100,000 people, which means maybe if it lasts longer, we can have another 1,000 views, and in that 1,000 views, it brings in 1 lead, and that generates a $50,000 profit. So you see where I'm going here is like, it's such a subjective topic to talk about the goals of your content and what it's actually purposeful for. That's what I'm trying to get across to you. And this is stuff I deal with clients and people that I talk to all day long, is we have to really focus in on what we're actually trying to accomplish here. And that's why in day 1, I even mentioned, like, I don't like the word awareness because it seems like a big cop out for like just not getting results. But at the end of the day, we've got to make sure we're very focused in on what we're doing and don't get discouraged by the vanity metrics. Vanity metrics, what I would call like subscribers, followers, likes, engagement, and stuff like that. It's not the finish line, but it is those checks and balances, those pit stops that you really need to pay attention to. Because if your videos are getting low view counts all the time consistently, there's something you need to tweak so that you can get it in front of the right person. However, you shouldn't stop what you're doing just because it's getting those low views. You understand what I'm saying? And this is where, again, from the years that I've been doing this, the people that have risen to the top, I guarantee you talk to them and say, hey, was there a point where like your social media wasn't doing well? They would look at you and be like, yeah, all the time. And then you look at their social and you're like, yeah, but it does way better than mine ever has. But they're like, well, that's subjective. I don't know what yours look like. but mine didn't do too well last quarter. But now it's actually doing okay. But a year ago, it was awful. Like, everybody has different definitions to what their success is when it comes to content. So we need to be thinking about that as thoroughly as possible. And just focus on the right things. That's all I'm saying.